Hello Capricorn, welcome to your monthly reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the month of April 2023. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. All right. Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Here we have an Eight of Cups. So this concerns me a little bit. Feels like it may be talking about some shift in your mood, in your emotional state, in the kind of satisfaction and pleasure that you're getting out of your life right now. I feel like there is room for some improvement there. Okay, we're going to do our Dove and Serpent spread, and I want to just say, as always, that if there's anything you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments to this video. Now we're going to finish out our Dove and Serpent spread. Here we go. All right, things don't look so bad. Let's do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. And this is the card that we are going to set aside until the very end of the reading. And hopefully that will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need at the end. Okay, so looking around the room here, we've got some fire, some air, a lot of this water, some majors. Another major over here, and we have some earth and some water. So a fairly good mix of cards, though I think some of the fire energy is maybe towards the past. We have this Four of Wands in the past. We have this Tower energy underneath it all. So I think that there was something that, maybe something that ended recently with you. Let's find out what this Eight of Cups is all about, because I feel like you're generally a very optimistic person. I feel like you always have a rather cheerful attitude about you, you know. I think that you like to work with other people. You like to hang out with your friends. You're very outgoing, pretty social, you know. I think that you make friends pretty easily. I think the people in your life, your friends, even people that you just meet, they tend to like you right away. You have a very kind of, very magnetic personality about you. I feel like you're also very loyal to your friends. You know, I think that it takes a lot for you to kind of write somebody off or to give up on somebody. I feel as if you almost have this sense of obligation towards your friends, towards your other people in your life, and family too. But I think we're talking about friends here mostly, okay? And we'll get into some of the reasons why, but there's someone in your life right now that you are just, you're not very happy about it. Now, I don't know if there's one particular person. They may be a Sagittarius person. They may have a D as their first letter of their name, first or last name. I'm getting a D sound. I feel as if you are kind of disappointed in the way your group of friends maybe is treating you in general. It may not be one specific person, though it could be that there was an incident with this one particular person, maybe this Sagittarius person, this D name, that just kind of got you thinking about these relationships in general. I think you're kind of underappreciated right now, you know? I feel like for all of your contributions, all of your love, all of your help, all of your assistance to everyone, all of the way you're always there for people, just your general presence is one of love and light. I feel as if there's not a lot of recognition for that, you know? Not that you do it for the likes, you know? But it would be nice if somebody said, hey, thank you, you know, or hey, I value you. I love you. You know? Just something so that you can be seen, so that you know that people do recognize you, that people are aware of your presence, and that they're thankful for that fact, right? That you're in their lives. Because there's some energy with you now that is starting to feel a little bit of a loss of confidence in your group of friends, maybe. It could be coworkers, it could be family members too. I feel like these are people that you're very close with, so they are kind of like family. But I feel as if it is the people in your life, these friends that you know they could kind of come and go at any moment. You know, family, generally speaking, family's kind of always going to be there, right? That's the idea of family. But I think these are people that if you really had to let them go, you would. If you really are not cared for or appreciated, you would have to just cut them loose, you know? And I feel like you don't want to do that. I feel as if there was something that happened in the recent past that kind of got you thinking about reevaluating some of your friendships. Okay. And with the Eight of Cups here, this isn't something pleasant. This isn't something that you want to kind of think about or feel or experience. But I feel like you would rather have full awareness of the reality of these friendships rather than, you know, even if it's kind of painful or kind of cold or kind of disheartening, rather than have this false sense of comfort, this false sense of everything being just A-okay, you know? So there's kind of this, I feel like you're starting to come to a realization about some of these connections that you have. Okay. And primarily with this Ace of Swords up here at the top, I think you're starting to really see the light with some of these things. Not everybody in your life, but I think there are a few people that maybe, you know, what they call a fair weather friend. People who perhaps come around when they need something. Right? They're very supportive when they're getting something out of it. They're very affectionate and loving and generous as long as they know there's something in it for them. You know, kind of a selfish way to go about things, if you ask me. I think you're starting to see some of these connections for what they are. And I think this recent past, let's go here now, Four of Wands. I think one of these friends, I almost get this feeling as if you kind of discovered that they were not outright manipulating you, but that they were kind of feeding you a line in order to get you to do certain things or to react a certain way or to maybe give them something, you know. It's like it may be some emotional manipulation, you know. It may be that they overemphasized their plight, they overemphasized their suffering or their distress so that you would rush to their aid and help them, you know. And I think you kind of are realizing that these kinds of relationships are just not good for you. They're not healthy. They're not productive in any way. They're not necessary. You're not obligated, right? So I think you pretty much cut somebody off. You know, I think you kind of stopped associating with a particular person. It may be this D-name person, maybe a Sagittarius person. I think that you've all but concluded. This is the Four of Wands. Keyword here is completion. I think you went ahead and did what was asked of you, even though you knew you had this kind of this realization maybe in the moment that, okay, something's not right here. But that's okay, I'll do this anyway, I'll do this good deed. You know, some good karma for you. But once this is done, I'm done. You know, I'm getting that kind of energy from you. I think once you wrap this thing up, okay, I'll finish doing what I said I would do. Because that's who you are. You have integrity. But once you're done with this, you're done with that person. I feel like this was the last favor. You know? I feel like this was the last favor. Underneath everything, Tower moment. Tower moment. You're not looking to really tear down your life, tear down your friendships. You're not looking to suddenly start over, you know, with a brand new group of friends. But at the same time, you're not going to put up with this kind of, I don't even know what to call it. You know, it's kind of a deception. It's kind of a manipulation. It's just nonsense, right? It's just kind of meaningless BS that you really don't need in your life. You know? So it's almost a blessing in disguise. A tower moment like this, it looks like destruction and chaos and pain and just unpleasantness. But there's a silver lining here. And that silver lining is that because this event happened, you had this realization, and now you could be free of that, right? These tower moments, the tower card is all about freedom. It's about a rather destructive and violent and sudden and very energetic moment that leads to freedom, but it leads to freedom, you know? And freedom in the sense that you now have no obligation to this person anymore. You have no responsibility. You could wipe your hands of your connection with them. Okay? I think this has already happened. Okay? I think this is something maybe in the last 4, 5, 6 months. But I think what it's doing is giving you a little bit of space to reevaluate your life, to rethink the relationships that you have, to rethink the friendships that you have. Okay? I think what that is really doing is you're learning to now have that discernment where those quality friendships, right? Those really true, loving, strong bonds will do anything for each other. There's just love and acceptance, right? Mutual support, it's reciprocal. There's no manipulation, there's no gaslighting, there's no deception, there's no minced words. It's just straightforward connections. Those quality relationships that you have, those are going to shine a lot brighter for you. You know? They're going to be beacons of the kind of ideal love friendship, you know, maybe with family, maybe with coworkers, maybe with your spouse or your significant other, romantic partner, whatever. You're going to learn to see these kinds of relationships much more clearly. And they may be fewer, right? It may be few and maybe even far between you really seeing these kinds of relationships in your life. But when you do, there's going to be no doubt. So while your cups may be emptying a little bit, you may be feeling a little bit down, a little bit discouraged, disheartened, disillusioned. You're slowly filling those cups back up. Okay? One meaningful, true, authentic connection at a time. Okay? So when you are aware of these, when you see these, hang on to it. Right? Nurture it. Feed this relationship, because these are the ones that matter. These in the past, these need to be severed. You know? These are not helping you. Those are not helping you at all. Now, I think because we have this art or temperance card in the immediate future, this could be a Sagittarius person. This could be the kind of the next relationship in your life that you're evaluating. The next connection, the next obligation, the next really strong, deep tie that you have with someone. It could be that your focus is on this relationship now. And maybe you're trying to see if it is one of these, if it is a strong love, bond, connection, respect, a real authentic connection, or if it's just a bit of a disappointment. Okay? I think that you are still considering this person. Now, this may be the Sagittarius person from the recent past that we already pretty much cut out of our lives. It may be this D name person that I'm feeling from the cards over here on the Path of the Serpent. But I feel like with this Art or Temperance card, this is talking about still more work to be done in the future. Right? There are still more areas of your life where you need to kind of take stock and evaluate things. And, to re-evaluate means to assess the value that you've placed on each of these relationships and reassess that. Are you placing the correct amount of value in these different areas? Okay. So it's kind of like you are streamlining your life a little bit. You're trying to maybe cut away some of the unnecessary relationships, some of the relationships that are just vampiric, that are just draining you, that are just drawing out all of your best qualities, all of your good love energy, and wasting it away, honestly. So I think this is the work that is ahead of you. And I think that you've got the kind of spiritual knowledge, you've got the insight, you've got the wisdom, the experience now to really do that work. And it's not something, I think, especially with the Art or Temperance card, it's not just one and done. It's not just, okay, check it off my list, okay, I've evaluated things. No, it's an ongoing process. This card's saying that in the moment, we have to use our skill and our art, our subtlety and our tact, to, our wisdom, our insight, to evaluate things in the moment as they're happening in real time. Okay? This isn't just, a finish line, you've done the work, okay, it's done, it's over, you don't have to think about it. No, this is ongoing, real-time evaluations of the connections that we have with people, the expectations that other people put onto us, the lack of appreciation that we might be feeling. We have to assess those feelings. Are those legitimate feelings? Where are these feelings coming from? Are these feelings true and applicable here in the moment in real time? Or are they being triggered or initiated because of something from the past, because of the past cycles that we've been through, the past relationships, the past instances of this kind of thing that we've already had to deal with. Now maybe we're hypersensitive, right? I don't think you're someone hypersensitive. Here's your general energy for the month, and this is the Four of Pentacles. Capricorn, I've always said that you're a very, very hardworking and very practical person. I think that you pride yourself on keeping your life in order. I think you probably dress very well. You take pride in your appearance. You take pride in your home. You take pride in the work that you do, the integrity that you keep, and the way that you do follow through with what you commit to. Okay? I think that's why at the beginning it was this idea that okay, this person has asked something of you, you've committed to it, and you're kind of in mid-stride, and you realize, hey, wait a minute, something's weird here. But you've already committed, so you'll go ahead and finish this out. But once this is done, we're done, and there's no more. You have that integrity, that because you have promised something, you've agreed to something, you've committed to it, you're going to follow through, you know. And I think that this card is also talking about you closing the doors to your house a little bit, you know. Maybe you're going to start locking your doors a little bit more often, metaphorically speaking. Because I think that you have this very welcoming vibe to you, you know. You kind of, and I know I've said this before about you, Capricorn, that you kind of want everybody to come over. Come on, make yourself at home. Relax. I'll cook some food. You know? I think we have to start limiting how often we do that, limiting the number of people we kind of let in at a time. There is kind of a maximum occupancy here, and I think that more time needs to be devoted towards shutting the doors, turning out the lights, you know, having some private time, having some time just with yourself to do this evaluation, to really assess how you feel about the life that you're leading, the things that you're doing, your accomplishments, what you're working on, where all of your energy goes. Because we don't see a lot more fire energy at all moving forward in these cards. The fire energy seems to be kind of in the past, in the maybe the unconscious, beneath the surface energy with the tower energy here. So I feel as if a lot of your energy has been diverted toward these relationships, obligations, commitments, that once you do the process of reevaluation, may not really be worth the effort. You're dumping a lot of vital energy into these things that maybe you truly don't want to really drop, you know? So we're going to be looking for some opportunity to bring some of this fiery energy back, right? To pull it back from these obligations, commitments, connections, responsibilities, whatever these people, things are, right? Now the next card I really like, this is the Empress energy. This is your environment, this is your kind of greatest asset, I think, in this case. This is the way that you relate to people, to the world, to the universe, to yourself. Empress energy. You're like everybody's, best friend. You're everybody's lover. You're everybody's parent. You're everybody's caregiver. You're everything to everyone. Okay? And that's who you are. I think that you can wear many different hats with many different people in your life, with different friends, different family members, with coworkers, with your close friends, with your acquaintances, with your older family members, with younger family members, with children, with pets, plants, whatever. You can be all sorts of different things depending on what their needs are. Okay, like the Empress energy. The Empress is all things to all people. Whatever I need right now, the Empress will give me. Okay? And I feel like that's kind of the way you operate. That seems to be what's natural for your spirit. Okay? I feel like people can take advantage of that. I feel like some people, not everybody, but those people are out there who, once they learn this about you, they'll find ways to manipulate that, to turn it to their advantage, to take advantage of that quality in you. And I think that's what you're starting to realize. And I think that's why maybe this Empress needs to kind of go into their chambers and, refuse the public for a little while. Once in a while, perhaps. I'm not saying to isolate. I'm not saying to cut everybody off and get rid of people. I'm saying to evaluate this for yourself using your wisdom and understanding, right? Using your clarity of thought to really understand what's going on in your life and where your energy is going, and if there are better ways that you could be utilizing this Empress energy so that we can get back some of this fire energy that we seem to be kind of have spent all of over here. I'm hoping we get some of this fire energy back somewhere, maybe the mystery card. What we see next is a Four of Cups. This is in the position of your fears, worries, and concerns. Okay. So I think that what you might be kind of deep down a little bit worried about is living this bland, vanilla kind of life. You know, Four of Cups. It's not terrible. It's not exciting. It just is. It's kind of it kind of lacks any luster. And that's what you don't want. This card is in that position for a reason. You don't want a life that is just basic, mundane, routine, void of any kind of excitement or joy or love or passion. You know? So you might be overcompensating for this fear by giving too much of yourself, too much of your fire, too much of your Empress energy, so that you can keep this bland, routine, uneventful reality far, far away. Okay? This is what we don't want. And this is just, well, it's not very exciting. It's stable. It's safe. You know? And I think it's kind of boring. I think you think it's kind of boring. You know? And there's nothing wrong with that. I think, you know, nobody wants a boring life, you know? Nobody wants a life that is, you know, void of passion and love and excitement and exchanges of energy and, you know, these kinds of relationships, you know, and events and people and things and activities and experiences. But what is the cost to us right now? We need to reevaluate how we're putting our energy into making sure this doesn't happen, essentially, right? What we see at the very end of the path of the Serpent is this Six of Pentacles. Now, Capricorn, in a lot of your readings, the weekly ones mostly, we always get the Sun card for you, right? And that kind of just goes with your personality. You're bright, you're vibrant, you're outgoing, you're expressive, you're generous, you're giving, right? And the Sun is just always giving, right? And it doesn't care who or what, it's just always shining. And that is also represented by the Six of Pentacles, because the Six is the perfect balance, perfect harmony. What's right in the center of these six spheres is the Sun. Now you can kind of see it. It's the rose cross right there in the middle. But in the astrological hexagram, let's say, it's the six-pointed star for the six planets. Well, the seventh planet, the Sun, I know it's a star, not a planet, but it's astrology. The Sun is right in the center, right? And that's the Sun that is always shining, always bright, always giving and loving and generous and providing and nurturing and protecting, etc., etc. And you can still be that. But we need the rest of our lives, the rest of these planets need to be in better alignment, right? These are the select planets around us that we're going to give that light to. You know what I mean? It's about ordering your life in a way that you're giving of yourself to the right people in the right way. And it's the kind of relationship that's going to give you back what you need as well, right? Those are the very choice relationships that we get with the Two of Cups. These are the relationships that are important, that are meaningful. And this is the kind of relationship that you can have with each of the planets that are kind of orbiting you, that are surrounding you in your life, that are in your life, in your reality. You can still be that shining sun. I'm not asking you to be any other than who and what you are. But I think we can do it in a little bit more of a discerning way, a little bit more of a, be a little bit more picky, you know. And I think this is the kind of harmony and resonance that we're looking for. The balance of things. Because things seemed a little bit out of balance now, and they still do, because this fire energy is not, it's not back here yet. I want this mystery card to be some fire. The perfect fire, what I could perfectly see, like we have the Art or Temperance card, and this is kind of water fire, right? Red and blue. This is the opposites combined. We also had this Empress energy, representing your kind of, your greatest quality, what you have in abundance, right? This love. So the perfect complement to this, to express that Art or Temperance card, what do we need there? We need the Emperor, right? That's fire. That's the pure Aries energy with the Emperor, and that I think would be quite the nice complement to the rest of this reading, right? I wonder if this is going to be the Emperor. I'm not always right about these things, but I have a strong feeling, especially with this Empress and this Art or Temperance card. Is it the Emperor? It's not the Emperor. This is the Queen of Swords. I feel like there's more analysis that needs to be done. There's something we're not seeing here. There's something that we're not looking at. I think before we can get this fire energy back, we need to go above and beyond this entire thing and look at it from a bird's eye view. Okay? I think we need to rise away from how we feel about these things. We've got a lot of this water energy, a lot of the water energy. I think we need to get a little bit more of this clarity. Okay? Now, there might be an air sign person in your life that you could reach out to kind of to help you with this clarity, somebody that you can bounce ideas off of, somebody who you do trust very, very much to give you their honest opinion. Okay, there may be someone like that in your life that you should probably communicate with and discuss this with, you know. But I think the idea here is for you to get a more broad view of things, because there's something that you're not seeing here. There's something that I'm not seeing in these cards either. Something that's preventing us from getting this fire energy back, from really restoring our own vitality. Because again, I feel like this month you're kind of in this, a little bit of this melancholy mood. You know, I feel like it's, there's still a blockage. And I think we need to take a larger view of things in order to find out what that is and get this fire energy back. Okay? We're going to take a look in the extended reading. If you want to stick around, you can click on the link that's right up here. Otherwise, we'll be back in a few days with your weekly reading. Please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and go watch your weekly readings as well, and watch your other placements, watch your solar, lunar, and your ascending sign placements. Okay. This was your monthly reading for April 2023 on Dove and Serpent Tarot.